In great idea news.
Great.
Ooh, submitted by Milky Taro. Ooh, you sound like a fucking Japanese hooker.
I thought you were gonna say dessert.
Oh, my bad. I'm a Milky Taro. That's funny. Don't worry about that part. The Nobel Peace Prize was awarded to a group that wants to abolish nuclear weapons.
Ooh.
Are these the professors?
Tell that to Steve Green. No, he wants nuclear power.
Wait, you can give the Nobel Peace Prize to people that want to do something? Don't you have to do something first?
No, they have. They've been making like strides, yeah.
So are they de-arming nuclear armies? Nations? Oh, I fucking butchered that one.
So, okay, so this... Alright, so this thing that was
Her head exploded.
That was awarded the Peace Prize. It's called International Campaign to Abolish Nuclear Weapons, aka ICAN. And so what ICAN is, it's a coalition of non-governmental organizations from around 100 different countries around the world. And
100?
And so this coalition has been the driving force in prevailing upon the world's nations to pledge to cooperate with all relevant stakeholders in efforts to stigmatize, prohibit, and eliminate nuclear weapons. And the way they've done it is they've already had 122 of the UN member states sign this treaty called the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons. And so 122 nations have already done it.
I just like how all these names are pretty fucking straightforward. Like their coalition is pretty fucking straightforward. The petition that they're signing is fucking straightforward.
Yeah. Question though, what actually is nuclear energy? Because only thing I know from it is The Simpsons and that green goop. So I don't know what nuclear energy is, how it produces energy, why is it so abundant, and why is it so great? I don't know what it is. Like, who created it? What happens?
I think I don't know it very well either, but what I do know is when you take like an atom and then when you separate the parts, there's an enormous amount of energy that's released from the center of it.
Oh, and we harness.
That's just a very basic, like, it's a very surface level understanding.
Yeah, somehow they create a bomb out of that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember I said 122 UN member
That's
states?
amazing.
Yeah, they've already signed it. But none of the 9 nuclear power leaders signed it, obviously.
You know why?
So,
Because
like, the
everybody's
US
scared. It's like, if I take away my nuclear weapons, who's to say that somebody else on the underground isn't going to still produce theirs?
Yeah.
And then I'm fucked. So I don't even have my defense up and ready.
Yeah, so these are some of the members of this organization.
I think that when we go to war, there should only be sword battles.
And then this is a photo of when the UN members were signing that treaty in New York. And then, so I found this interesting. These are the countries with the biggest nuclear arsenals. And this is number of nuclear warheads in countries worldwide in 2015. So it's not
Wow, France has 300?
But yeah, these are how many nuclear weapons.
I didn't even know France had nuclear weapons.
Yeah, so these are the 9 nuclear powers of the world. So it's Russia, US, France, China, UK, Pakistan, India, Israel, and North Korea.
Dude, Russia has 7,500 nukes.
Those are the ones that they report too.
Yeah.
Imagine the amount that aren't reported.
India has nuclear weapons.
Apparently.
North Korea has maybe 10.
Yeah, so none of these countries signed that treaty, and they even released a statement. So it was the US, the UK, and France. They said that this initiative disregards the realities of the international security environment. And so accession to the banned treaty is incompatible with the policy of nuclear deterrence.
In other words, fuck that.
Yeah, and so nuclear deterrence has been essential in keeping the peace in Europe and North Asia for over 70 years. The US, UK, and France said this. And so that's the reason why they'll never sign this. But
It's because having the nuclear weapons is keeping the peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Yeah, so this organization said like, oh, we never expected them to sign it, so we're not tripping over that. But they're saying
Then what's the point?
this is a good start. Like this whole treaty is a good start because then it will begin to put pressure on those countries that do have nuclear powers in order for them to disband their nuclear weapons. So
Oh, God.
I don't know if it's gonna put any
I
pressure
live in
on.
ignorance, dude. I don't even want to know that we have that shit.
but we do. And then like especially with
Not in my mind.
Trump and then North Korea, all this talk and all this tension, and it's getting shit's getting real. So
Trump is so funny, dude. He's such a funny man.
Can I ask my question now?
oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. Thank you for being so
I've been waiting,
patient.
all right?
I'm so proud of you, Joe.
Okay. The whole time I didn't say shit because that's all I've been thinking about, so I don't forget my question.
I loved
Alright.
it. I loved it earlier because he was like, question, and you just kept going and you ignored him, and he was just like,
I have to. In order for you guys to get information, I have to be like that.
All right, it's taking too long. I gotta ask my question
Okay.
now. All right, how are they gonna enforce this?
So the people that, or the 122 nations that signed it, once this treaty has been ratified by 50 states, like they're saying, that the ban on nuclear weapons then will enter into force and then will be binding under the international law for all the countries that are party to the treaty. So everyone that has already signed it, they don't even have nuclear weapons, but now that they've signed it, they've already agreed, like, we will never have nuclear weapons.
No, I know. So okay. Let's say I'm America, right? And I lie about my 2,000 nuclear weapons, and I go, all right, no more nuclear weapons. That's true. And then everybody is like a part of it, and then I go, guess what? I still kept it.
is there like a police? Police?
The UN can't do damn thing, you know? Nobody can do nothing.
They need a giant like country metal scanner that can go like oh, they don't have it, and then the other country oh, you're still hiding somewhere.
Can't we
Maybe
just-
they do somehow, because then somehow we keep finding out about North Korea's.
It's because they
They say
What
it.
that reminds me of is like these countries that are signing this treaty. It's like that dude in the group that says like, I'm never gonna smoke weed. It's like, bitch, nobody offered you. Like, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? It's like, who the fuck? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I didn't know North Korea actually had nuclear weapons. I thought they kept trying to make one, but they couldn't.
I mean, now it seems like they're already threatening to detonate a hydrogen bomb in the Pacific Ocean, so maybe, I don't know.
It's so far beyond
I want
me.
to keep destroying shit, man. This world is falling apart enough as it is, man.
Power, dude.
Man, fuck all that shit, dude. It's just fucking.
Yeah, I don't get it either. Like, the whole, like, I mean, I get why they have it, but then if they would detonate it, we all die. Like,
They
everyone.
don't die. So like it's like Joe trying to get his country or whatever. He's like, fuck it, I'm gonna go to war.
No, but they will die though. Like, there's enough nukes in this world to destroy the world
Yeah,
over like
the entire
100,000
planet.
times or something like that.
But the people in power, they also have these like secret underground silos and stuff that they can crawl into a basement like 10 stories
Yeah,
down.
we saw them. Remember, you were showing us ones that were like in the mountains, and it was
Who
like,
knows how well
fully
they can
equipped,
work.
like,
That's
it was, like,
right.
huge.
They do tests all the time. There's a video on YouTube that shows you like since the advent of nuclear bombs and how many times it's been going off all over the world. They blow them up in the oceans. They blow them up in different
so
like
sad.
deserts and whatever. And then you can see the whole world just going off. And then all it is just it's kind of like a show of like, hey, this is what we got. Don't fuck with us.
Dick measuring, yeah.
Yeah, because it's a part of, in history, this is the longest, I think, time of peace that we've had. And it's because the nuclear weapons, it's basically keeping us away from war.
Yeah, that's what they were saying in that statement. Those countries, like, for the since the 70s, I believe they said.
Before that, we were all in constant warfare.
Oh, over 70 years. Yeah.
Ugh, I don't want to be in warfare. I can't do that shit.
You be the cook.
I also think it's human nature as of now to be like dominating and wanting to take over in some way, shape, or form. But I think once we all elevate to a more sophisticated creature, then we'll start dominating mentally or online or different ways, like not through violence and caveman-like ways.
I don't know. I mean,
If everybody was just wealthy in this world, nobody would have problems.
Or if everyone was poor.
No, everybody needs to be wealthy because I can't. I ain't trying to be poor.
but it's like in our humanity, like, we need to be greedy, I guess.
I was watching this documentary on Netflix about the pygmies. You know the pygmies? They're like these little tribes people, and they solve everything through dance. They don't even have a word for war, so there's no violence. They're hunter-gatherers, and then so when they get into a dispute about like whose dog is who or whatever, or, like they fight with their neighbor or whatever, they just dance it off. It's like a b-boy battle.
Damn, they start crumping it for each other. That's crazy.
That's how we should solve our problems.
Dance it away. Yep.
We need a United Nations dance-off, huh?
But then you won't be happy because
I don't like violence.
What? You always say how you love it.
I love violence, but I also do not condone it.
So that's different.
Yeah.
that violent button and your body starts to die as you get older. Like it's like the last resort. Last resort.
I think it's a bad learned behavior.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the last episode. Did you love it? I know you did. But guess what? You can also follow us on our personal social media accounts with the links in the description box below. So go follow all of us. Now, to watch more videos, check them out up there.